Why is it so hard to get a roofing marketer that actually knows what they're doing? Why is it so difficult to actually run ads for your business and put money into those ads and then get money back? Because everyone else online seems to be doing it pretty well. You hear all the success stories of all these successful multi-million-dollar roofing companies that ended up working with this marketer and they made a ton of money. But for some reason, for you, you've worked through 6, 7, 8 different marketers. You've spent thousands of dollars. Every time you're disappointed. You've never made your money back. If you're lucky, you've broken even. And then one day you're just like, you know what, forget it. I'm not gonna do any marketing for roofing anymore. I'm still getting my organic leads, my referrals. I'm still putting yard signs in homeowners' yards. I'm using door hangers. I'm gonna take out a page in the local publication, and then perhaps, I'll get some deal flow from there. Sure, and that works, right? But this is 2025. So how do you wanna advance? How do you actually want to succeed to the pinnacles in which you believe that you can succeed? You gotta do social media marketing. But unfortunately, it's so hard to find someone who can actually do what they promise. So why is it so hard to find a roofing marketer that actually knows what they're doing? Because you've been through this experience and you're probably going through this experience right now. Your phone is ringing off the hook 5 times a day. It's from some kid out in the middle of nowhere asking you, oh, hey, Mr. Roofer, you just opted into my ad and, I just wanted to ask you a few questions. Would you have like 5 minutes so we can go over your business? And if it sounds like we can help you, then we'll tell you everything about what we do and then we'll take it from there. Happens all the time, right? At this point, you're probably just like, you know what, forget it. You just hang up mid-call. It's hard. It's very hard to filter. And this is a skill in itself. And I am making this video because I am on the other side of the table where I have my network of roofing marketers that I know. Some of them are good. Some of them are absolute trash. And some of them, to be fair to them, are still learning the game. The thing is that to filter for a marketer is a skill in itself. And I'm in a unique position to tell you what you got to look out for, okay? So, number 1, how do they answer the phone? How do they address themselves? How do they greet you on the phone? Very simple. Hey, is this John? Yes. Hey, John. How's it going? Just wanted to give you a call because I wanted to just talk about your business. I know that you're probably looking for some roofing appointments, and at the end of the day, we're just here to generate revenue for your business. I saw that you opted into my ad. Do you have 5 minutes? Is right now a bad time? Right? Versus what you usually hear. Hi, is this John? Yeah, hi, hey John. I just saw that you opted into my ad, and just wondering if you wanted to chat real quick about roofing appointments. You notice the difference there? People that know what they're doing have the confidence in the way they speak, in the way they orate. People that don't know what they're doing have this level of nervousness. And I've been there. When I started with marketing, I was the second guy. Now I'm much more comfortable because I'm much more confident because I've gotten results for people. The way a person speaks says a lot about how good they feel about themselves. If they're confident and they're successful, they will have a proper cadence. And it's the same thing with you. When you meet with a homeowner, you know that you can replace a roof for this homeowner. You can do it affordably for them if that's the type of price point you're at. And if not, it's a high quality roof, sure. Whatever the case may be, the roof that you're gonna install for them is gonna be well done, no leaks, flashing is gonna be perfect, gutters are gonna be pristinely seamless with the roof, and the homeowner is gonna be happy. And you have that quiet confidence, so when you communicate with the homeowner, they can feel it, and that's usually the reason why they go with you. Everyone offers the same warranty. Everyone uses the same suppliers, GAF, Owens Corning, Search and Teed. If you're doing commercial roofing, TPO, whatever it is. So, step 1, understand and recognize the cadence of the person that you're speaking with over the phone. Step 2, this is the hard part. They're gonna ask you to go on a demo. It's gonna be an hour-long Zoom call. And that's just the way the market works. You're gonna have to go on this call. Because, to be honest, it's not only for their benefit, the marketer's benefit, to understand your business, but it's for your benefit as well, to see who is this person that I will potentially be forking over thousands of dollars to, for them to give me results and for them to help me make money. When you get on this call, have your camera on. and make sure that the marketer also has his camera on. This way, you can actually read his body language, because it's one thing speaking over the phone and just hearing his voice, and it's another thing to see what he looks like, how he carries himself. Is he fidgeting? Is he swiveling in his chair? What does his office space look like? Obviously, the more successful he is, the nicer the office space. You can make certain exceptions here as well if the background is a little bit messy, or maybe it's not messy, but perhaps just not nice or like an office space. He's probably just on the come up and he's hungry and willing to work hard. You got to read that out for yourself, right? Usually you can tell by how genuine the person is. So during the questions, really try to identify, are these good questions, or is he just trying to read off a script? Is he just trying to get the same answers that he always gets from all the other roofers? Simple questions like, okay, how many leads are you getting per month? Oh, how many jobs are you doing per month? Oh, okay, great, yeah. Where are you located? Okay, great, yeah, okay. These are all basic questions, and he has to ask them. But where does it go after that? How deep do his questions go? Does he ask you things about product positioning? Does he say what your offer is? Does he say, or does he ask, what are some of the offers that some of your competitors are running? You've seen some of their ads on Facebook. Questions like that differentiates a person from another person, because you can tell that they're thinking differently about things. You want someone who thinks differently about the market that you're in, because it's a competitive market and there's hundreds of roofers in your area and there's 100,000 roofers in the United States. So how are you going to reach the pinnacle if you don't understand the game plan that your competitors are playing? Number 3, during the conversation, you're gonna feel that the marketer or whoever, the sales rep, is trying to inch you closer to the sale, right? So the cadence usually goes like this. They start off with asking you questions, and then they try to get a little bit deeper, and then they try to build some more personal and emotional rapport, and they're gonna try to ask you why this is important to you, emotionally, from a family perspective or professional perspective or whatever the case may be. And they're obviously trying to build that trust. Once they build it, they create a sense of urgency within you. And then they say, look, we can definitely help you. Of course they can help you, right? And then they hit you with the investment. The investment is where he hits you with the number that you have to pay in order for him to provide the services. Now, there's always 2 parts to the investment. There's a retainer. That is the money that you're going to pay the marketer. That's the money that he's going to eat from. That's his bread and butter. The second part is the ad spend. And that's the money that's going to go to the social media platform that he's using to advertise for your business. Unfortunately, there is no way around this. You have to pay ad spend. It's the cost of doing business. You're not going to find a marketer that's going to front the ad spend for you. If they do, be very, very careful, because they're probably sharing those leads with your competitors in your area. So you want exclusive leads, you're going to have to pay for your own ad spend. So retainer, ad spend. Ad spend, let's cover that first. If he says that you're going to get 20 jobs a month, be very, very, very careful with what he says and the amount of ad spend that you have to spend. If he says, oh, you can only spend $50 a day, and you'll be all right, $1,500 a month in ad spend, right? 30 days a month on average times 50 is $1,500, and we'll get you 20 jobs a month. Bullshit. Doesn't work that way. Average cost per lead, if you're very good, and by lead I mean an appointment on your calendar with a qualified homeowner, not just any lead that's just giving their phone number to you. An appointment, average cost, who's good, will get you $100 per appointment. On average, expect anything from $150 to $200 an appointment. So if you're spending $1,500 a month, at best, you can get 15 appointments with someone who's good, unless you have a standout record month, or there's been a hailstorm or some weather-related event where you just have the demand where you can get more jobs installed during that month. But on average, on any given month, $1,500 a day in ad spend, $1,500 a month in ad spend, 15 appointments, $100 per appointment. Now think about your close rate. Average, probably 30%, right? So out of those 15 appointments, you'll close 5 jobs. Best case scenario, you're gonna close 5 jobs a month on $1,500 a month of ad spend. It's very important. Write this down if you need to. So if he promises you 20 jobs a month and he says that you're only gonna need to spend $50 a day in ad spend, you know right off the bat he's bullshitting. If you want to actually do the math and you want to get 20 jobs a month, work backwards. You could probably need 100 appointments if your close rate is anywhere from 25 to 30%. 100 appointments at $100 per appointment, if you're good, is $10,000. The thing is, most marketers are not as good as I am. So you're probably looking at about $200 per appointment. So that means you have to spend closer to $20,000 a month in ad spend alone in order to get 20 jobs. Well, the math will work out if you close 20 jobs, of course, right? Let's just say on average, you profit $5,000 a job. Times 20, it's $100,000. So yes, you put in $20,000 and you'll make $100,000, $80,000 profit, 5x return. Great numbers. But still, you have to be willing to invest that much money into ad spend in order for you to get 20 jobs a month on the conservative side. Now, we're just talking about ad spend here. Here comes the retainer. This is another thing you have to watch out for. Where do they price their retainer? As the saying goes, you get what you pay for. So is he charging you something ridiculously low, like $500 a month? Red flag. Anyone that knows that they can make you $100,000 a month is not going to charge you $500 a month. The economics don't make sense. It only means that that person does not have confidence in his abilities. So he's trying to get you a quick sale, use your ad spend to practice so that he can build his skill set. But you don't want to be the guinea pig he practices on. So you want to find a good marketer. So if he charges you too little, say no. On the other end of the spectrum, if he charges you too much, let's just say he charges you $7,000 per month. That is a lot of money. And that's not even including the ad spend. If it's a reputable firm that has a brand name, sure, you could give it a whirl, but you don't have to spend that much. The sweet spot is about $1,500 to $3,000 a month in a retainer. That's how you know you're talking to someone who understands the market, who's pretty serious, who knows how much ad spend you have to put in, because it's all data and it's all math at the end of the day. And he's thought through his offer, and he's priced himself at a reasonable price point of anywhere between $1,500 a month to $3,000 a month. Because the marketer that you're working with likely wants to have at least 50 to 100 clients so that he can be making $200,000 to $300,000 a month. That's what the main goal is for a marketer. If you understand his incentive, you can understand if he has your interests at heart. So, sweet spot. If you're looking to do about 20 jobs a month, expect to spend at least $10,000 to $20,000 a month in ad spend, and look for a retainer that's anywhere from $1,500 to $3,000 a month. Now, of course, that number scales, and the data is what the data is, right? If you're going to spend $100 a day in ad spend, that's $3,000 a month. So expect 30 appointments. If you're very good, you'll get 10 jobs, 7 to 10, something like that. Now, this next part is where the ball is entirely in your court. You just got to pull the trigger or not. You can wait a day or two to make the decision, but honestly, if it checks out, pull the trigger. Because you waiting is not going to make the decision any easier. If you have the money, pull the trigger. Because if you find someone who's good, you're going to make money. And at the end of the day, it's how badly you want it. If you arm yourself with a skill set of filtering for the right marketer, identifying the right one, and of course, it's always a chance of probability, right? The person might be really good at selling, might have all the right questions in place, but actually will not deliver. That's a possibility. And I'm not here to bullshit you. That happens. But you will increase the chances and the probability of you finding the right marketer if you look out for these things. And then when you find them, pull the trigger, give it a shot. Because you never know. That educated decision that you make will actually get you the results that you need. Hopefully this helps. I'll be posting some more content to be more helpful. And if you have any questions about looking for a marketer, feel free to comment, and hopefully speak to you soon.